Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to dive into one of the most important economic and strategic challenges Australia faces right now, our oil trade deficit. Australia imports the majority of its refined fuels, and with around 95 to 96% of vehicles still running on petrol or diesel, this dependency exposes us to global supply chain risks, price volatility, and increasing pressure from net zero targets. So, the big question is, how do we reduce our reliance on imported oil? Do we push faster into electric vehicles, hydrogen, and renewables, or do we rebuild refining capacity and fuel reserves? Let's break it down. First, it's important to always ask who benefits, who owns the mainstream media, who funds political parties, and how do these interests align with Australia's energy decisions? When you follow the money, you start to see how global corporations have influenced Australia's refining and energy policies. Companies like ExxonMobil once operated domestic refineries here, but over the last decade, we've seen refinery after refinery close, with companies deciding it was cheaper to import fuels rather than to produce them locally. For example, ExxonMobil shut down the Athlone refinery in Victoria, which processed 90,000 barrels per day, reducing our domestic refining capacity even further. These decisions weren't just about energy, they were about global corporate strategy, profitability, and Australia's place in the regional fuels market. Today, Australia operates with extremely limited refining capability, leaving us heavily reliant on imports. This creates a massive oil balance of trade deficit. In simple terms, we spend far more money importing oil and fuel than we make exporting it. And with 96% of Australia's vehicle fleet still running on petrol and diesel, the demand isn't slowing down. According to the ABS, our transport sector continues to be the largest consumer of refined fuels, which means every litre we burn makes us more dependent on foreign supply chains. This isn't just an environmental problem, it's an economic and national security issue. So, what are the solutions? I see two major pathways forwards. We invest heavily in EV infrastructure, hydrogen technology, and renewable integration. EV brands such as BYD and Chery from China are already starting to reshape the Australian market. If we push faster, we can reduce long-term fuel imports and lower emissions at the same time. But this requires upfront investment in charging infrastructure, battery supply chains, and policy incentives to make EVs affordable to the average Australian. The second option, we rebuild strategic oil reserves, invest in refining capacity, and secure our fuel supply chains. This doesn't mean ignoring renewables, but it does mean ensuring petrol and diesel remain affordable and available during the transition. In a world where energy shocks are becoming more common, this could help Australia avoid sudden spikes in fuel costs and shortages. The reality, we'll probably need a combination of both approaches. Without resilience, we remain vulnerable to shocks. Without transition, we stay locked into an unsustainable balance of trade deficit. So, where does this leave us? Australia faces a choice: accelerate into the renewable future of double down on resilience in oil and refining, or more likely balance the two. What we can't afford to do is continue on the current path of dependence. This isn't just an energy problem, it's an economic, environmental, and national security issue. What do you think? Should Australia have prioritising EVs and hydrogen, or should we focus on securing our oil supply? Or is the hybrid approach the smartest way forward? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It really helps grow the channel. And if you want to see more deep dives into Australia's mining, energy, and economic challenges, check out my other videos linked here. Cheers.